History speaks to us in whispers, its voice often muffled by the passage of time. What we perceive as historical truth is often a carefully curated narrative. Myths, societal biases, and incomplete records all play a part in shaping our understanding of the past. We cling to simplified stories, easy to digest versions of events that may lack the nuances of reality. Imagine a tapestry woven with intricate threads, each representing a different perspective, a different motivation. Over time, some threads fade, others are deliberately cut. What remains is but a fragment of the original, its true complexity lost. This is the challenge of understanding history, to peel back the layers, to seek the whispers beneath the silence. Our attempts to reconstruct the past are influenced by the lens of the present. Each generation carries its own values, its own interpretations. We impose our own understanding onto the events of yesterday, often missing the context in which they occurred. This constant reinterpretation, while natural, can lead us further from the truth, trapping us in a hall of mirrors where the line between fact and fiction blurs. The Salem witch trials stand as a chilling example of history's tendency to simplify and sanitize. Most remember the trials as a period of mass hysteria, a dark chapter fueled by superstition and paranoia. While this interpretation holds some truth, it only scratches the surface. The Salem witch trials were not solely about fear of the supernatural. They were about power, greed, and personal vendettas. These darker motivations, often omitted from popular narratives, were interwoven with a fabric of fear that gripped Salem. Accusations of witchcraft became weapons wielded to settle scores, seize land, and eliminate rivals. In this crucible of fear and opportunism, justice was warped and innocent lives were lost. The Salem trials serve as a stark reminder of how easily societal anxieties can be exploited. They highlight the fragility of justice when confronted with fear, prejudice, and a thirst for power. These trials, though rooted in a bygone era, hold unsettling relevance to our modern world. They force us to confront the question, how much has truly changed? The Salem witch trials offer a chilling glimpse into the power of public opinion to warp justice. In 1692, a small Massachusetts village became a crucible of fear and suspicion. Accusations of witchcraft spread like wildfire through the community. What began with a few young women experiencing fits soon spiraled into a full-blown moral panic. The legal system buckled under the weight of public hysteria. Accusations alone were enough to condemn individuals. The Salem witch trials serve as a stark warning from history. In the stifling atmosphere of 17th century Salem, whispers could be as damning as screams. The public square, the heart of the community, became a breeding ground for rumors and accusations. Every conversation, every sideways glance had the potential to fuel the flames of suspicion. Reputations were shattered on the flimsiest of evidence as fear and paranoia tightened their grip. The power of social pressure in such a confined environment proved immense. To question the validity of an accusation was to risk being branded a sympathizer, a potential harborer of evil. The fear of being ostracized, of being labeled a witch oneself, silenced any dissenting voices. This climate of fear and suspicion created a chilling echo chamber, amplifying the anxieties that fueled the trials. The tragic events of Salem highlight a timeless human flaw: the susceptibility to groupthink, especially in times of uncertainty and fear. When fear becomes the dominant narrative, critical thinking wanes, and individuals become more likely to conform to the prevailing beliefs, even if those beliefs are based on prejudice and unfounded rumors. In the crucible of Salem, the whispers in the square became a deafening roar, drowning out the voices of reason and compassion. Centuries after the Salem witch trials, public shaming methods have evolved, but human impulses remain familiar. The digital age has ushered in a new era of public scrutiny. Accusations spread at lightning speed, amplified by algorithms. Cancel culture inflicts significant reputational damage and real-world consequences. While fear and superstition fueled the Salem witch trials, human agents stoked the flames for their own gain. The trials were manipulated to serve personal vendettas and ambitions. Accusations of witchcraft became a devastating weapon. Grudges and covetous eyes found a potent tool in fear. The trials became a twisted game of power. The Salem witch trials were not merely abstract exercises in religious fanaticism. They had tangible consequences that rippled through the community. Land became a central motivator in the accusations. With each conviction, the property of the accused was often seized, providing a perverse incentive to perpetuate the cycle of fear. Beyond land, other base desires fueled the trials. Lust, envy, and social rejection all played a part. The trials provided a stage for individuals to act out their darkest impulses. The events of 1692 serve as a stark reminder that even the most noble of ideals can be corrupted. Echoes of Salem, when justice wears a mask. The bonfires and public hangings of Salem may seem like relics of a distant past, but the human tendencies they expose are timeless. The manipulation of justice for personal gain, exploiting fear and prejudice, resonate in the modern world. From politically motivated prosecutions to the weaponization of social media, the echoes of Salem are still heard. Beware of justice that wears a mask. The crucible of modernity, cancel culture, and its discontents. Bill O'Reilly once compared the Salem witch trials to cancel culture, sparking heated debate. This comparison highlights unease about justice in the age of social media. Proponents see it as social accountability, holding the powerful responsible. Critics argue it evokes mob mentality, sacrificing due process for outrage. The debate centers on justice versus the presumption of innocence. Cancel culture aims to redress power imbalances, giving marginalized voices a platform. Detractors see it as digital vigilantism with swift, irreversible judgment. The debate strikes at the core of justice, accountability, and redemption in the digital age. The spectral evidence of the digital age, when accusations become verdicts. The Salem witch trials relied on spectral evidence, dreams, visions, and supernatural phenomena. Such evidence is inadmissible in modern courts. In the digital age, we pride ourselves on rationality and data. Yet, online discourse shows we may not be far removed from spectral evidence. Social media allows accusations to quickly gain weight, regardless of veracity. Rumors spread like wildfire, blurring the line between opinion and fact. Just as in Salem, online shaming relies on subjective interpretations and selective facts. It's crucial to approach online information critically and demand higher evidence before judgment. Section 3. Navigating the minefield: accountability, redemption, and the limits of public shaming. The debate over cancel culture raises fundamental questions about accountability, redemption, and the limits of public shaming. There's a need to hold individuals accountable, especially those who abuse power or promote harmful ideologies. Silence in the face of injustice is not an option. Collective action can challenge oppressive systems. However, balancing accountability with due process and the possibility of redemption is crucial. Cancel culture can prompt self-reflection and societal growth, but can also devolve into online vigilantism. This creates a climate of fear and silence, stifling difficult conversations. Navigating cancel culture requires nuance, compassion, and good faith dialogue. We must recognize human complexity and create spaces for accountability without defining individuals solely by their mistakes. Restorative justice and redemption should be part of a just society. Section 1. The Salem Specter. Fear's grip on the human psyche. The Salem witch trials show the enduring power of fear to shape human behavior. In 17th century Salem, fear permeated every aspect of life. Fear of the unknown, the devil, and social ostracism bred suspicion and paranoia. The human mind, gripped by fear, finds patterns where none exist. In Salem, unexplained fits and afflictions were attributed to witchcraft. The villagers' religious dogma and social realities amplified their fear. They faced smallpox, economic instability, and conflict with Native American tribes. In times of uncertainty, fear attaches to convenient targets, turning citizens into enemies. The fear in Salem was not just ignorance. Not amplified by the era's social and political realities. Fear can easily metastasize, transforming ordinary citizens into potential enemies. Section 2. The malleable morality of fear. Justifying the unjustifiable. Fear warped the moral compass of Salem's community. Acts of cruelty and injustice were tolerated under the guise of rooting out evil. Fear corrodes our sense of right and wrong, justifying persecution. Due process was abandoned in the frenzy to purify Salem. Accusations based on flimsy evidence led to imprisonment, torture, and death. The accused had little hope against a system fueled by fear. The trials show how fear can make reason and compassion casualties. Protecting oneself from perceived threats can lead to horrific means. The desire to protect can lead to justification and self-deception. Section 3. The Digital Inquisition, Modern Fears, Ancient Echoes. Fear-driven injustice continues to haunt us. The digital age has new forms of social control and moral panic. The internet spreads misinformation and amplifies fear. Social media creates an environment where accusations spread quickly. The digital public square can become a virtual pillory. Today's fears tap into anxieties about social status and political correctness. We fear being canceled or shamed for expressing the wrong opinion. This fear shapes behavior, silences dissent, and erodes fairness. The digital age has new tools for expressing fear-driven injustice. Section 1, the fragile scales of justice. When public opinion holds sway, the Salem witch trials remind us of the fragility of legal systems under public pressure. Justice is supposed to be blind and guided by reason and evidence. In practice, legal systems are susceptible to societal pressure. In Salem, the legal system buckled under public hysteria. Courts became complicit in persecuting the innocent. Judges allowed flimsy evidence to shape their verdicts. Legal systems are human constructs vulnerable to flaws and biases. Fear and prejudice can derail the pursuit of justice. We must safeguard legal systems to ensure fairness and due process. Section 2, the siren song of certainty, the allure of simple narratives in a complex world. The human mind craves certainty. We seek order in chaos and clear-cut narratives. This desire for simplicity can blind us to reality's complexities. The Salem witch trials illustrate the dangers of simplistic explanations. The trials were rooted in a complex web of factors. Reducing the trials to a single cause ignores the intricate interplay of forces. We often fall prey to confirmation bias. We seek information that confirms our beliefs and dismiss evidence that challenges them. The allure of certainty tempts us with clarity but leads to intellectual laziness. We must embrace ambiguity and remain open to complex truths. Section 3, guarding the flame, truth, justice, and the imperative of critical thinking. The Salem witch trials highlight the importance of critical thinking. In an age of information overload, critical thinking is vital. It's about engaging with the world thoughtfully and discerningly. Questioning assumptions and evaluating evidence is crucial. Recognizing our biases and limits of knowledge is essential. Critical thinking helps navigate online discourse and resist simplistic narratives. It's a tool for engaged citizenship and ethical decision-making. By embracing critical thinking, we honor Salem's victims. We work towards a future where past mistakes are not repeated. Section 1, Echoes in the Digital Age, the enduring specter of Salem. The Salem witch trials cast a long shadow over the 21st century. The impulses that fueled the trials remain potent. The digital age amplifies these human flaws. The internet spreads misinformation and amplifies fear. Social media creates a digital landscape for modern witch hunts. The digital public square can become a virtual mob. The trials remind us of the human capacity for cruelty and irrationality. The digital age provides new tools for expressing these darker impulses. Section 2, the price of silence. When fear stifles truth and justice. Fear can silence dissent and stifle critical thinking. In Salem, fear created a climate of suspicion and paranoia. Questioning accusations risked being branded a heretic. Fear stoked by power consolidated control and silenced opposition. Neighbors turned on each other, motivated by personal vendettas. The price of silence was measured in lost lives and shattered families. Fear poisoned the community, leading to unimaginable cruelty. Trials remind us that unchecked fear can erode justice and fairness. Section 3. Safeguarding Our Future. Embracing critical thinking in a world of whispers. The Salem witch trials offer a glimmer of hope within a tragic narrative of persecution and injustice. Critical thinking is a bulwark against the tyranny of the mob and simplistic narratives. In a world awash in information, the ability to think critically is vital. It is an essential life skill for navigating the complexities of the modern world. Critical thinking is about questioning everything to understand the world in all its complexity. It involves seeking evidence, evaluating sources, and considering multiple perspectives. By fostering a culture of open inquiry and respectful dialogue, we can honor the victims of Salem.